I'll call this meeting of the Finance Committee to order. Welcome, everyone. Looks like we do not have any public comments, so we'll move into our agenda items, beginning with the purchasing agenda. Ms. Cribbs.
I say good afternoon. We started as kind of a small agenda, but it's grown over the last few days. So some of the items are kind of recurring items. Like the first item, we have an agreement with the City of Grand Rapids to help fund the administrator position for the Office of Children, Youth, and Family. We've got testing fees for the PSAT and for the IB exam fees. Under number 4, we do have looking to get the social and emotional learning curriculum and professional development for Save Frost Middle High School, Grand Rapids University Prep, Museum High School, and Ottawa Hills, a 3-year agreement with Project Wayfinder. The next 3 items are amendments to our blanket orders for the operations department. We have one for boiler services and HVAC services with Andy Egan. Another one, an additional amendment for Basin Electric. We're still looking to go out for the RFP. We just haven't, and had a few more things come up. So this time we've got the additional increase in there that will carry us over, hopefully, until we do get the RFP out. But knowing that we don't have a December finance, having a new board come in January, it's going to take a while to get an approved additional vendors on there as well. So number 7 then is modify the blanket for Dean Boiler and burner service. So those are our general operating items.
Mr. Smart just made a note that today the electrical RFP went out. Okay, here he comes. Mr. Smart, come on down.
Hi.
Hello.
So yes, as I was leaving the office, Mark was putting the finishing touches, and it's going to be posted today. We're expecting mid-December to hear back from the responses, and our intent is to propose hiring 2 different companies, not just one. We're looking at maybe north and south.
Yeah, great.
And we will bring forth that to you for consideration, possibly in January. So our intent was to have something in place with Basin through February.
Very good. Thank you. And then Project Wayfinder, that's a renewal, or is that a new program?
That's a new.
Okay, all right. That answers my question, unless you have any specific questions about the SEL.
No.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Over to our grant, we do have a couple new initiatives for after school. One with Bridge Street Ministries, and we have worked with STEM Greenhouse, but this is an additional after school program for students at those listed schools. Under support materials, looking to activate the program with the Literacy Center of West Michigan for a family literacy program. That's one we've done for several years. Under number 2, we are looking to continue our work with the Center of Applied Linguistics, or CAL, for some professional development, support, and coaching for Buchanan, Chavez, and Southwest Middle High School. And under number 3, looking to still use some of our security grant money to do additional cameras at Blandford and Harrison Park. On the next page, then we had a fire at Union High School at the pole building outside. So looking to do some restoration work there as well. So we do have an insurance claim on that. So it will be partially funded with our insurance. Under the bond projects, we have evaluation and design for code compliance upgrades on district-wide for elevators. That's something that's required in the next couple of years, so getting a jump on that using our bond money. We have the contract for the renovation of Briggs Field and Houseman Field. They did go out as one bid, but we have two different companies, one taking each of the projects. We have a contract to construct the parking lots at, was it 3 of our schools there? And then a contract for the replacement of the Grand Rapids Montessori cafeteria floor.
Great.
Any questions?
No, actually, I'm just going up. It got my attention earlier. It's about this Union Pole building. Is that pool building or is that pole as in flagpole? I'm just reading.
It's, yeah, like a metal
Like a pole barn, like a metal
pole barn
building,
It's out
external
by
from the
soccer
building.
field.
Okay, got it. I was just curious. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, it's just you and me. Can I
Yeah,
have
I'll
a
make
motion?
a motion to approve the
All right.
purchasing agenda.
All support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. Motion carries.
Okay, our next item is a donation grant to Grand Rapids Community Foundation, Challenge Scholars Grant. You may remember several years ago, they started a dream fund. It still exists, it's just been a little quieter lately, but we did have a larger one come through. They are awarding a grant of $7,000 for Union High School for a cultural celebration.
Great. Questions?
Motion to move the donation to full board for approval.
Great. I'll support that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next donation.
And our second donation is a continuation of our XQ grant. They've approached us to continue to do some ongoing work. Part of it is to supplement our summer workshop, the Institute for Place-Based Design, as well as some additional SEL work and some other additional items in there that is, you can read the lengthy description.
Yeah, I did read the description. I was a little confused. I mean, not at all so confused that I think it's not a good idea, but I was confused about really what the intent of the grant is. Sounded like potentially professional development, but it also talked about service to students. Maybe the service to students is through the, I guess, knowledge gained by teachers. But then I was also confused, is this expected to be something that teachers throughout the district are participating in, or is this an offering at the summer workshop? I just didn't fully
I
understand.
say we do have ED Matthew Beresford was here, and we've got Principal Hanks as well, so they'll be much better to answer questions.
Good evening. Dr. Hanks and I are happy to add a little more clarity on that.
Right.
So Dr. Hanks, why don't you walk them through what the Institute has consisted of and what were the goals of that August learning?
Yep. So XQ, you probably know, provided us a grant from the founding of our school. One of the things we did with that grant was in the first 6 years that the school existed, we ran summer professional development, a 3-day workshop for staff to learn our place-based, project-based model. By that time, we had pretty good retention. Most of our staff were pretty familiar with our model. We began to offer that summer workshop to other teachers within GRPS and also surrounding districts. You have about 50% GRPS teachers who have preference to attend the workshop. When the grant ran out, XQ provided us an extension to continue that, and then this is a continuation of that is potentially renewable, ongoing. So to your point, yes, the workshop is at this point primarily geared toward providing the service to teachers across GRPS and then other school districts. And then as far as supporting student learning through the professional development that teachers receive, but also there's some social emotional learning work that's incorporated into the grant to facilitate positive school culture and an exploration of a pilot of project-based math instruction.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Like I said, it was just more,
Curious?
yeah. Thank you, for sure.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Motion to move XQ grant to full board for approval.
All right, support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. On to our financial reports.
Our financials are tracking as expected for this year, so I don't have any additional comments to add, but if you've got questions.
No?
Not.
I do have
Okay.
one more thing. I just want to give you a preview. There were a couple items that we were not able to add on to the purchasing
Yep.
agenda. So I did talk to it with Ms. Shockey, and Dr. Roby would like to bring 2 items as a purchasing addendum to the full board on December 9th. One of them is for an access control systems, looking to do a pilot at one of our schools, as we're also designing Aberdeen and Riverside. We've got a timing issue in it in that we're expecting a quote next week, but we don't have another board meeting until January, but we would need to get the order placed before that to get the items here and in place to actually run the pilot program and stay on track to know if the items will work for Aberdeen and Riverside and then future across the district. So that's why we want to bring it as an addendum to the full board. And the other item is we're looking at doing an electronic timekeeping system. So we just got a quote yesterday on what that would look like. So that one is about a $315,000 ask, I believe, if I remember correctly. But if we get it going, there's a year-end discount. So it's about $40,000 cheaper if we get through the paperwork in December. And we're looking to start the project actually more in February. We'll pilot with a couple of our groups going through the end of the fiscal year, get it up and running, and then looking to roll it out for the full district probably in the fall.
Is this for hourly employees that clock in and clock out? Is that
Actually,
right?
I believe district-wide.
Oh, interesting.
So like an exempt employee would clock in for their absences.
I see.
So looking to get away from our long timesheets, the paper timesheets. So finally moving forward now that we're more stable on our software upgrade and everything. So we did employee online. Our next step is the electronic timekeeping. So if you're okay with that, we'll go ahead and get the.
So a quick question on that access pilot piece, if I'm tracking correctly, then that's a product or service that we're considering for Aberdeen and what was the other site?
Riverside.
But in order to determine if that's a product that we want to utilize, we're going to do a pilot and we need the equipment to do the pilot. And about how much are we talking? Just
Actually, I'm going to ask, is Mr. Graves still here?
And I guess I just asked though, and I'm not at all saying that we shouldn't obviously pay for a pilot, but I'm just thinking of the world and business and whatnot. Obviously, whomever this is, who we're buying this from, I'm wondering if there's, I mean, they obviously want our business too, and I'm not trying to negotiate with whomever this is, but that's just where my head is though.
Yeah, so we had done, we're replacing a 35-year-old system, and so had looked at a bunch of different products, and the one that the team had selected is one that is equipment that isn't software specific. So there is a software solution that we're putting in as part of it. So the hope is that we'd be able to put the hardware and the components in, do the pilot with the software that we've chosen. If for some reason it doesn't go the way we think it is, we would be able to move to different software without having to supplant that hardware that we then put in place. So that's why the pilot is a little stronger than a regular old pilot where we would just say, hey, give us 30 days worth of whatever. So.
Got it. So whatever the hardware we're purchasing, we'd be able to use whether we go with this particular vendor or not.
Whatever new modern
Whomever
solution we went with
okay.
would accept it.
All right.
Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
correct.
Okay. That was okay. Thank you. And I'm just curious about how much though? Do you know?
Sorry?
About how much are we talking?
We don't have the quote yet,
Ballpark.
so we're not sure what the total is going to be on it yet.
But they may be sending it next week, but we don't have a quote.
Yeah, so we have gotten a commitment that they will have it for us by mid next week.
So we would approve it at the board meeting in December so that they could proceed with it. Otherwise, they're delayed.
Right, we'll have the quote next week.
Okay,
So
not the, I thought you meant the,
No,
okay.
it'll be,
Okay.
yeah, we'll have the quote next week so we can get a purchasing.
Got it.
addendum
Okay.
written out.
I follow.
And
All
it'll be in
right.
your word packet.
Thank you.
I didn't want to surprise you with one.
Okay. Our last Finance Committee meeting of the year, am I right? Okay. Well,
Well, and I just want to say too, I appreciate your time as board treasurer. You've been a fabulous finance committee chair and board.
Fabulous. That's a heavy word.
Yes.
well, it's been my honor. Serving on the Finance Committee has been, I think, the committee I spent the most time on in my 8, almost 9 years of service. And maybe not always the most popular committee, but I have always raised my hand for it, as it really is how the district runs. And I'm so grateful for the education that everybody in this room has given me. Ms. Cribbs, I remember so vividly when Mr. Oberst was running the room, and you would always come in with your binder that I think was this thick. And whenever there was a question, he would lean over his shoulder and look to you because the knowledge base of this district resided with you. And here you are, and you are doing an extraordinary job as our CFO. Thank you for your leadership. It's been an honor to work alongside you. I'll miss you. I'll miss you all. And I'm really going to cry at the board meeting, so we'll save it for that meeting in December. All right, with that, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Meeting adjourned.